Playing through Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2 and looking for all of those pickups throughout the operations missions? Well, this video might be the one for you, as today I'm going to show you where all of these are located throughout the third operation, Vox Liberatis. As you may or may not know, there are three types of pickups that can be found in operations. Guardian Relics, which help you revive and also take away any mortal wounds that you may have. The Gene Seed gives you and your squad an XP boost if it's carried until the end of the mission. And Armoury Data can be found in one of several places throughout the operation. This will help increase your weapon stats when you're back on the battle barge. Onto the operation now, and once you go through the first door, you'll fight a bunch of enemies in this open area. The way you want to go is to the left, but if you take out the enemies and go to the far right of this area, on the floor in between these boxes is the first Guardian Relic of this mission. If you then turn around and carry on over the walkways to the other side of this area, you'll have to fight a bunch more enemies. But eventually you should see these number 7s on the wall to your right. You'll also see a couple of crates and boxes of various sizes, so follow these around to your right, heading towards the railing. Spawning here will be the first Gene Seed location on this operation. At this point you'll be carrying on the mission as normal until you get the objective to take down the warp shielding. As you come out the lift, you'll see two pillars on your right hand side. One will have an X on it and the other will have a number 4. Now there may be a number of enemies up here, there may be none, but what you need to do is follow the walkway to the end, turn to your right, go down the ramp and then take a left and head towards the stairs. Once you're halfway up these stairs, you'll see a little opening on the left. Opposite the data slate, tucked behind one of these boxes, is a Guardian Relic. Now in the next part of the operation you'll go outside and then drop down onto this platform. You'll be facing the statue that you could see from the lift earlier, and on the third drop down there is a room below you where you can enter. Once you go in, turn to your left and there may be some armoury data that spawns in the corner. As you proceed through the rest of the mission, you'll come to this walkway with pillars on both sides of it. Again, there may be some enemies here, and about halfway down this platform you'll turn left to carry on the mission. Ignore that for now and go to the end of the walkway, and on the left there may be a Gene Seed, if of course it has spawned here. When you enter the room where you're tasked with destroying the first Chaos Altar, from where you entered the room, if you go to the left to where the statue is, a lot of this area is breakable, but here could be some armoury data. Staying on this side of the room, if you go to the back of it, you can also find a Guardian Relic next to one of the statues. The next part of this mission will see you go outside again. When you go to your left, you'll see some archways. Don't go through them just yet, instead hug the left hand side wall where the sandbags are. And when you get to the very end, turn around and behind the last pillar could be a Guardian Relic. However, like in this example, it's not always there. After you've destroyed the Chaos Altar outside, you'll move towards another elevator section. To the right of this elevator is an area where you can walk, and to the side of it there is a possible Gene Seed spawn location. Once you come off the elevator, you'll be going inside of a building. Go through the first open door, take an immediate left, follow the stairs up and around to your left, and then take the first right. In the corner there could be a Guardian Relic spawned here. You'll then go back outside into another open area. Go up the stairs and you should see Chaos fighting the Tyranids. Both factions, while they are fighting each other, will also try to fight you. But what you want to do is find this area with the shallow water. It's at the bottom underneath the collapsed platform. Now we are going to go up on that platform in a moment, But first, go under it, find the statue, and placed next to it could be a Guardian Relic. Now, whether the Guardian Relic is there or not, what you can now do is turn around, and the rubble has left a convenient ramp for us to use to climb onto the platform. Once here, you'll find some crates about halfway down, and around the back of them could be some armoury data if it's spawned here. A little bit further along in this area, there is a possible gene seed spawn location, and it's to the right of the gated opening. Now, the gate is already lifted up and you can walk straight through it to a loadout area. But instead of doing that, if you go to the right and look along this wall, there may be a gene seed. After the loadout point, you'll come to this main elevator room. Now, of course, there will be enemies here, but you can ignore them for now. What you want to do is turn to your left and follow it around. Surrounded by these boxes is some possible armoury data. On the same side of this room, if you pass the stairs at the gate, which you can't open, is a Guardian Relic spawn location. Again, there is also a gene seed that spawns in this same area. It's on the opposite side of where this Guardian Relic spawns. But to get to it, don't do this. Don't run over the main elevator. Because if you do and your teammates are also there, the elevator will close and start to move. So the best thing to do is run around the entirety of the lift until you get to the opposite side. Of course, if you're in a squad, then send one of your squad mates to this gene seed location and the other to the Guardian Relic. Once you're moving down the elevator, there will be a point where it gets stuck and you have to restart it. Now, the best thing to do is to stand in the center console of the elevator, turn 90 degrees to your right and exit the elevator at the barrier. If you then do an immediate left, you should see some covered up crates in the middle. Where I've marked is where a Guardian Relic could spawn. Eventually you'll get the elevator moving again, and when you go down to floor number 1, it's probably best if you clear out all of the enemies. Once you've done this, just to orientate yourself, look for the center console of the elevator. Turn about 45 degrees to your left and you should be looking directly at an opening that is marked with the number 1. Then turn to your right and head towards the desks right in front of you. This is where the data slate is located, but it's also next to a stairway. So if you go to the left of this data slate and to the bottom of that stairway is a Guardian Relic. Now, the final pickup for this mission would be some armoury data if you haven't already seen it spawn earlier in the operation. To find it, you'll go into the main room and turn to your left. Now, you'll notice that the area is blocked off by a shield wall, so to get to it you're going to have to go all the way around the room, destroying the chaos altars as you go in an anti-clockwise direction. After you've destroyed the second altar, stay on the lower path, and once you reach the stairs at the far end of the room, in between all of the desks is the Armoury Data spawn location. Again, it will only be here if it hasn't already spawned. So that's it then for all of the possible Guardian Relic, Gene Seed and Armoury Data spawn locations in the Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2 Operation Mission Vox Liberatis. There is a lot in that mission, but of course if there is anything that I've missed, do let me know in the comments below. And also let me know if this video was helpful for you in your playthrough. There'll be more of these collectible guides on the channel, so feel free to check those out if you haven't already. Or if you're just generally struggling to find the locations of any of these pickups, some of the Collectible Guides videos will be linked on your screen shortly.